Thank you. Good evening. I'm Aimee Powelka, and I'm here representing Energize Framingham. We have many, many members in the room tonight. If y'all could wave your hands. So super excited that folks came out tonight to support our ask. So we're a community group with a mission to provide climate outreach, education, and environmental advocacy in support of a healthy, equitable, and resilient community. Thank you to the chair and the council members for the time on your agenda. I'm here tonight to present our request to the mayor and the city council for Framingham to invest in clean energy in our community. We seek funding for Framingham's next solar project at the Farley School Administration Building, for public EV chargers and municipal electric vehicles, and for technical assistance to pursue the next round of solar and resiliency projects. Framingham has over 1,000 solar installations on our commercial and residential properties. We have solar on 2 of our schools, Brophy and Fuller, plus on the roof of the McAuliffe Library. These public projects are producing clean electricity and are saving money on our municipal and school electricity bills. In the 5-year capital budget plans, the next solar on public buildings was proposed for the Farley School Administration Building at 19 Flag Drive. A study with estimated costs and benefits has been completed, and the building has a new roof. Lining up behind Farley in the capital plan are several additional schools with new roofs or repaved parking lots that are ready for solar where feasible. This is an opportune time for solar on public buildings. The Inflation Reduction Act enables municipalities to receive a 30% refund on the total cost of the solar installations, which completely changes the financial analysis of public solar projects. In November, the school committee voted for an off-cycle budget request for solar on the Farley building so that the solar project could be constructed as soon as possible. Given the new federal funds that are available and the school committee's support, we were surprised that funds for solar at Farley were deferred by the mayor in his capital budget request. Energize Framingham disagrees with this deferral, and we think it is time for the city to begin to systematically and holistically include solar in all of its capital projects, with new roofs to newly repaved parking lots. So we started a petition to see if the public agrees with us. In the petition, we include the Farley Solar Project as well as 2 other projects. One of these is to fund the purchase of municipal electric vehicles and electric vehicle charging stations, and the other is to hire a consultant for technical assistance in preparing bid documents for clean energy projects so that we can get the best value for our future clean energy investments. And I'll return to those 2 other projects at the end of my comments. So, our petition, as illustrated by this oversized page, we have over 450 signatures. And Larry, you can go ahead and present the signatures to the mayor. Thank you. 3 signatures on the top sheet there. I wanted to quickly share just a few of the comments that we received on this petition. So, a few quotes. This seems like very sensible uses for city money. Please consider these suggestions. I strongly support this effort for both practical and economic reasons and hope you agree on its importance in helping to reduce climate change. I am concerned about potential cuts. In the long run, the solar program will help Framingham save a lot of money on energy. Please do not cut this from the budget. And it's so important to keep working on reducing carbon emissions. Please do not stop or pause these efforts. As illustrated by our petition, support for solar on public buildings is strong. In 2019, we also ran a solar petition because we had no solar projects on public buildings, and at that time we collected 300 signatures. We now have 3 solar installations on public buildings, and we're presenting these 450 signatures to you 5 years later to make the 4th solar project happen. I have specifics about the Farley Solar Project and the numbers. As I mentioned previously, in November, the school committee voted for an off-cycle budget request for solar on Farley to get this project moving. It was a priority. And in March the mayor deferred this project in the capital budget recommendations. In April, the Farley Solar Project was discussed at a City Council Finance Subcommittee meeting. During that meeting, it became apparent that incomplete information was being discussed. The study has been provided in the background documents, and it is the best available data that we have. So I'll just give you a quick rundown of the financial analysis so we don't have to look through the many, many pages of the study.
And also, can we just make a point that the petition was in the background material for all the members of the council?
Yes.
I met with Aimee and Larry, and we got it to Marion, and she submitted it to all the councilors. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Yeah.
First off, the panels have an expected life of 20 to 30 years, and so the study used a 20-year financial analysis for cost and savings estimates. The project asks for $1.75 million in funding. This includes $150,000 for a finalized design study, $1.4 million in construction costs, and a $200,000 contingency fee. The study's rebates and incentives total more than $1 million, more than half the cost of the project. They include $405,000 in direct pay rebates from the federal government. That's that 30% incentive back from the Inflation Reduction Act, and $654,000 in state solar incentives over 20 years. In addition, the annual savings from the electricity generated by the panels is estimated to be approximately $160,000 per year. The project payback is 4.9 years, and the project is estimated to save $3.7 million in total over 20 years. But to finance the project, we will need to borrow funds. That, of course, reduces our total savings, but will still allow us to start saving immediately upon project completion. If we use the city's figures in the mayor's capital budget recommendations, which was $1 million per year of debt service on $25 million of projects, then this would amount to $70,000 per year debt service for the Farley project. The estimated energy savings in year one for Farley is $160,000. This means that even before any federal estate incentives, the net savings will be $90,000 per year. This project simply makes sense. As one of our petition signers said, the panels will pay for themselves and then some, plus clean energy. Great investment. We acknowledge that this is a challenging budget year, but the Farley Solar Project has been requested in the capital budget since fiscal year 22. And if we are not willing to invest in clean energy projects that save our taxpayers money on a consistent basis, then we are losing our most valuable resource of time. Time to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions when they matter most, time to improve our air quality for our children, and time to save on taxes for our seniors and limited income residents. And we should not stop with this single solar project, but should invest funds in our ability to plan for future clean energy projects. The $75,000 citywide solar alternative energy and resiliency study would hire a consultant to look across all of our public facilities. This information is critical to creating a realistic plan for future clean energy capital investments. Finally, we also urge the mayor and the council to fund the $400,000 vehicle electrification initiative. Again, this project has been requested since the fiscal year 22 budget. This project would allow the installation of EV charging stations that are available to the public for use, as well as the purchase of new municipal electric vehicles. Grant funds would be used to support both of those purchases. Eversource rebates and state and federal funds would cover the majority of the costs for publicly accessible EV charging, but the city needs to have funds available and allocated in order to access that grant funding. So, in conclusion, Energize Framingham is urging the mayor and in turn the council to fund these projects this year. It is time for Framingham to start looking at the long-term returns rather than the short-term costs in making budget decisions. It is time for Framingham to build momentum in climate action by approving these projects this year. And it is time for Framingham to create a capital plan that will continue to invest every year in clean energy projects and in solar with every new roof replacement and parking lot repaving. Energize Framingham stands ready to work with the city to build a clean energy plan and a clean future together. Thank you for your time, and I'm happy to take questions.
Thank you very much.